many people who's going to tune in and watch this. Good morning from the UK. Another cold, dark, and wet UK winter morning. I must admit, I'm looking forward to my winter holiday. Let's put it that way. More to follow on that one. So, look, here's a couple of things I wanted to share with you. Viktor Frankl, who was a Jewish psychiatrist and author who survived the Second World War. Said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Okay. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. There's a lot of truth in that. We are challenged to change ourselves. Okay. So look, most of us need to look at ourselves in this way. Some people don't do it, to be fair. Some people don't need to do it, don't want to do it. That's fine. However, when we do change ourselves, that's when we suddenly start to see bigger and bigger results. It's up to us at the end of the day. There can be no excuses. There can be no doubt or fear or worry or anger, at the world. There should be none of that. And there's no room for any of that in your life, because ultimately we've all got to learn and grow. Now, I just sent out a mailer this morning about what are you reading right now? Okay, what are you reading right now? You could put that into what are you watching right now? On Netflix or any of the other TV or streaming services. What are you watching right now? Now, don't get me wrong, a little bit of distraction from time to time is okay. It's just part of being alive. However, if we're using these things to distract ourselves from the reality of our situation, or indeed in order to be able to improve ourselves, it becomes a little bit of a waste of time. So I began to understand that the books I was reading were actually the making of me. And I didn't read a book after I left school for about 10 years. I didn't enjoy the ones that they asked me to read at school. Therefore, I thought, well, I'm not doing that anymore. So I stayed away from any kind of books or learning or knowledge or anything like that, and just did my own thing and discovered music, which, of course, gave me a wonderful. But ultimately, when I did finally start to read again, I started with a few books that were just distractions, really, entertainment, whatever, but, distractions. Then I started to read other people's biographies and autobiographies. But what I realized later on, looking back, what I was doing was I was living under the mistaken rule of comparing myself to other people. I think it was Tony Robbins that said comparison is the thief of joy. And certainly if you do it in a negative way and you compare yourself to others, you can really mess yourself up. However, the key to that is actually to appreciate yourself and others rather than compare yourself to others. I certainly had a light bulb moment around that, and it was very, very important for me to get to that light bulb moment. So Christmas and New Year is a great time for reading. It is a great time for reading, okay? These days, I only read self-development books, okay? My criteria is, before I pick up a book, is what can I learn from it, okay? What can I learn from this book? That's the only criteria for me. I don't want to read distractions. I don't want to read, great big thick novels and stuff. For me, that's just not, it's not useful. I want to when I do read a book, and it's not as often as I'd like, I would like to make sure that I am picking something up that's going to really benefit myself and others around me. So the only question I ask myself is, what can I learn from this book? Now, of course, I'd love you to pick up a copy of Life Remixed. I'd love you to get a copy of Life Remixed. They're still available. It's 2 years plus old now. But I tell you what, every time I get someone reading it and they come back to me and say how much they've loved it, it's a beautiful feeling for me and a beautiful feeling for them, because they've learned something from it as well. What can we learn from that book? There's lots of amazing people out there writing books, lots of books that will benefit each of us. In fact, I often say to people, no matter how bad you're feeling right now, there is actually a book out there written by a human being that's been through that and shared their story. What I would suggest is also there are books that will inspire you. If you're feeling good, there's another book that will inspire you to do even better. So really, really vital that you do pick up, learn, study, grow, keep going. Now, we're just finishing this book, Adam Grant's Give and Take. We're just finishing that book in the book club tonight. It's the last book club of 2023. That year went quickly. So we're going to read this together, Give and Take. We're finishing that off. So that's going to be great this evening. I'd also highly recommend that you get Lewis Senior's book, which is called At the End of the Day. Sorry, my screen's a bit blurred there. But Lewis's book there at the end of the day, Lewis and Laura Senior have written that book. It's a great read, and actually, by reading this book, it's a little bit harder for you to track down, to be fair. But if you can track down a copy, it is well worth it. And when I read it, it made me realise that it was okay for me to write Life Remixed, and I will always be grateful to Lewis for that as well. What I would add in that as well is that we've got a new book club starting in the new year. If you would like to get yourself a book for Christmas, of course, get Life Remixed and package that up and give it to your friends. We've already had a few Secret Santas already wanting Life Remixed books, which is great. But we are going to read this book going forwards into the new year, The Way of the Superior Man by David Dada. We're going to put that to our book club. Absolutely important book, really, really important book. A couple of things that jumped out at me. It is an integral part of my journey, this book. It is a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of life from the masculine. How I mean that it's just the book club's just for men, because I believe that feminine people can learn from this book just as much, if not more. Certainly, I did. I was quite a feminine energy, learning from my mother when I was young, and picking up this book really changed my life. So it is an integral part. It's a compass in both the happy and the more challenging moments. It's not just a book; it's a companion, and it's if you're on a path of self-discovery and growth, I'd suggest it's a must read. So grab yourself a copy for Christmas and then come and join our book club in January. I think you're absolutely going to love it. Because we all have inner masculine and inner feminine energies in all of us, every human being, any gender. Men are more generally influenced by their inner masculine and women by their inner feminine. However, we've all got these masculine and feminine energies within us. The way to understand that is the mission or purpose or the search for freedom is the priority of your masculine energy, whereas the search for love is the priority of your feminine energy. So if you'd like to join us in 2024, we'll put up an event soon. It's every Monday from the 22nd of January, 8 till 9 p.m. You are most welcome to come and join and discuss this book with us. I think you'll have some interesting takes on it. So yeah, grab yourself a copy of that for Christmas. Okay, The Way of the Superior Man, have a read of it. Get yourself a copy of Life Remixed, of course. And we are also offering 20% off for 12 months life and success coaching, only in December and January. So we had a few sign-ups already. It's only for 10 people because I've only got limited capacity. However, if you'd like to join us for some one-to-one coaching, 12 months is the best way to go because that's the amount of time it takes to really make some changes. 80 other clients around the world, can't be wrong. They're on their own journey to happiness, health and wealth. So we're grateful for every single one of those. If you would like to get in touch, then just give me a shout. More than happy to have that discussion with you. I don't do hard sell or pressure. But you must ask yourself, what am I reading at the moment? What am I reading that's really going to get things going? Here we go. I'll just show Wardy's walking to the gym. So good morning, mate. Good to have you on board. I'll download that video shortly. A few other people just saying good morning, Mark. Great to have you guys on board. And Diana's there as well. Good morning, Mark and all. Look, what are you reading at the moment? You must ask yourself that question, yeah? If you're reading something just to distract yourself, then okay, just enjoy that. However, realise that that's what you're doing for a start, and then start to get to the point of, well, actually, should I read something or could I read something that's really going to be more important and more valuable to me? I've got things like all kinds of books here. As a Man Thinketh, there's a copy of that. As a Man Thinketh, Knocking Around U Squared, an amazing book. I've got Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. How to Make Money by Felix Dennis. Lewis's book I've shown you. Life Remixed, of course. Yeah, The Secret, The Science of Getting Rich. All of these books are around me. They're all around me all of the time, so that I can keep learning and keep growing. I'm only interested in that. And very often I'll just open a page and just read a couple of pages of a book and then put it back down, because if I've read the book in total before, then I can just go back and open a couple of pages. In The Way of the Superior Man, as an example, some of the chapter titles are amazing. Number one is stop hoping for a completion of anything in life, because life just keeps going, all right? It just keeps going. And it's very, very important to understand that once we appreciate that. Stop looking for an end goal, yeah, and just keep the purpose and the vision going. Achieve your goals along the way. Um, Wonderful stuff in this book. Number 7, your purpose must come before your relationship. Well, that will be an interesting discussion for sure in the book club. Do it for love is another great chapter title. And I must just come to this chapter here, number 11. It says, if you don't know your purpose, discover it now. Apologies for the blur. If you don't know your purpose, discover it now. In the Way of the Superior Man. A great, great book. We're going to read that from January. I suggest you all join that book club starting on the 22nd of January, every Monday for 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. So there you go. We're going to be doing a lot over Christmas and New Year. Keep in touch. Have a great one. I'll be here next Monday as well. But the following Monday is Christmas Day. So I hope you're prepared and you've got everything in place. But otherwise, we'll be seeing you very, very soon. Take care of yourselves. See you tonight, book clubbers. And have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful, wonderful week.